All right, we're live for the NFC Championship game. Exciting. It's the Rams at the Seahawks. And we have kickoff. Looks like Rams have taken possession at their own 25 against the Seahawks 4-3. Long pass, Higbee on first down. Nobody's back there. And it looks like a dump off for 8. As we're having trouble getting set up here. There we go. That was up before. Somehow got down. So 2nd and 2 now. Akers in the backfield. Flat pass. Higbee guessed correctly. Going to get 13 on the white die of 6. Okay. So 1st and 10 out to the 46-yard line. These teams split their regular season matchup. Long pass to Higbee. Got a man back there this time. Avoids the interception. 2-5 interception. 1 man for the Hawks D, which is a poorly rated pass defense. Gives up completions on 5 and 6 with 4 men short pass. 2-4 interception. So that is among the weaker out there. Looking pass to Higbee. Looks like he's doubled up by Wagner, so that's not going to register. And instead, the empty zone creates the wrong situation and 11 yards and a first down. Rams into Seattle territory at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 12:54 left here in the first. The run defense, however, is good to excellent. So 3 wide. Rams like to run out of this formation. Downgraded across the line, and there's the draw to Akers. And there you go. You get the downside of the white die 1 reading, helping out what's already an excellent run defense. Would have been 6 yards. Yeah, good to excellent run D for Seattle. No short gains in the 7 and 8 territory at any level. 2nd and 10. Blocking back against the 3-3-5. So Seattle trying to compensate here. Looking pass. 6 is there in the middle, but 10 yards anyway on Akers' card. A guess right 10-yard gain. Akers with a nice catch there and a nice little card. Flat pass. Only 11 passes caught on the season in real life. But the that 10-yard opportunity here for Seattle. Incomplete. Would have been on Kupp's receiver card. So the backs did not catch much. Malcolm Brown led the group with 23 catches in real life. 16 for Henderson and the aforementioned 11 for Akers. Everett in the flat, no man, misses on his card, his receiving card. Another 6 white die pops up, but the Rams can't take advantage on 2nd down, so that takes us to 3rd and long from the Seattle 33. Matt Gay, the kicker here, 2-4 from long range. Upgrades up to 2-8 with another yard, assuming variable doesn't come into play. So let's see if the Rams here play for that field goal. Looks like they do. Their draw is to Akers. He's going to get a yard. So into the next bracket, provided variable doesn't get in the way, this is a 2-8 attempt. It's good. Modified by 0 yards, hits the 7, and it's 3-0 Rams. Here comes Travis Homer, the Seattle returner. He'll take a touchback from 1 yard, just 1 yard deep. First and 10, Chris Carson in the backfield with Will Disley in this blocking back formation. Olsen, the tight end. The two receivers that you'd expect that really do stand out for Seattle, Metcalf and Lockett. Fantastic defense for the Rams as it starts in a 3-4 set. No blitz here on first down. Flat pass, Disley avoids the sack and gets 13 yards. Up to the 38, first and 10. There's a 37% chance there of a flat pass sack. Let's take a look at the injuries on this first possession here. Jamal Adams remains out for the Seahawks. First down incompletion, second and 10. Darius Williams remains out for the Rams. So two big defensive backfield losses here. Williams being the 5 left cornerback of this stout Rams defense. Of course, they have a 6 on the other side with Ramsey and a 6 free safety. But that becomes a 0. That 5 becomes a 0, and the 0 is up against 100 catch receiver in real life, Tyler Lockett. Short pass to Metcalf, double teaming Lockett against a 6. Sorry, double teaming Lockett. Instead, it's a sack. Well, Leonard Floyd comes in, so I couldn't get all the words out of my mouth there fast enough. Lockett was double teamed. He's a 0. Short pass was to Metcalf, who is up against a 6. Came down to the D-die. It's an 11 versus 3 matchup in favor of the Rams, and that's an 80% sack rate. 15 was hit on the 100 die to generate the sack, and it's 3rd and 14 now for the Seahawks from their own 34. Long pass to Metcalf. He's not double teamed. Up against that 6. Incomplete. And that Rams defense comes really into play there. You see the few long gains that exist out there. You got to hit a 3 or an 11 to get that long gain. The defender X against Ramsey is going to make the play. Here's the punt. It's going to go 61 yards. So a very effective punt. But we have offsetting penalties. So we'll do it again. 4th and 14. Punt is to their own 17 are the Rams. Webster on the return. We have another X here. No penalty this time. 4-yard return. And the Rams take possession at the 21. Flat pass to Everett. Incomplete. Interception split on Goff's card. 2 through 4, 12. Guessed right. Gets the 6. 2nd and 10. Cam Akers. The back in this blocking back formation. Looking pass to Everett. Guessed wrong. 0 men in zone. Opportunity for the Rams. They only get 7. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 3. Had to be hoping for first down yardage there. Didn't get it. See the X die there. The Rams have a pretty clean penalty card. Blanks 5 through 8. Opponent 9 and 10. So it's a pretty clean card. Few penalties and slightly more occur to the opponent. On this 3rd and 3 now, blocking back is Akers. They're going to throw it to Akers, who's double teamed. Incomplete. Another nice double team call there on Akers by Coach Crowley. 4th and 3. The Rams will have to punt. It's a 45-yard punt return for 18 yards. So Seattle sets up shop at their own 45 with 6:18 left in the first quarter. 3-0 Rams. The Seattle penalty card a little less favorable for the Hawks than the Rams card. Carson in the backfield here, blocking back. Linebacker to Carson, guessed right with the man there. Tough situation. X die, no penalty. 2nd and 10 on the no gain. That Los Angeles defense, good to excellent against the run, good to excellent against the pass. One short gain on the off tackle, no man. 2nd and 10. Flat pass, Carson. 2 men are there. Nicely called. Third time these guys play each other. They're going to know each other a little bit. Those defensive calls are showing up here. You saw the double teams from Seattle so far on Akers, which is not considered a high probability call if you're just playing off the street. And there you see 2 men in both flat pass zones by the Rams, anticipating that call from the Hawks. Sets up a 3rd and 10. Rams showing the blitz. Draw to Carson. There is a linebacker back there. So 5 yards is given up by the nose tackle on the defensive card. 4th and 5. And they're going to go for it here. So let's take a look at this 4th and 5, what the linebacker situation is. So there's your weakness right here. Your right outside linebacker for the Rams. Is he actually in the game? They haven't put the formation in yet to know for sure whether we have a containment problem out here. I was playing in the game yesterday where I had a 0 out there, and I got a 3rd and 6 converted twice up against that 0 on an end run. So it certainly can happen. Let's see if Coach Crowley tries to take advantage, but you can slide Kaiser over and get your containment right here if you are the Rams. Short pass to Carson, guessed right. It's complete for 11 yards. Clutch throw by Russell Wilson puts the Seahawks into Ram territory at the 39. Playing with fire. You're the Hawks. A lot of ways that can go wrong, including pass rush. On those 4th downs, I typically will show blitz, even if I don't have a great advantage, just to get the thought in the head of the opponent to take away at least that part of the field best I can. Anyway, we got a flat pass here to DK Metcalf for 10. Guessed wrong on Wilson's card. Now up to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. The Hawks are poised to score here. Guessed wrong again to Metcalf. 10 yards on Metcalf's card. Could have been worse. Got that 10 long gain on the flat. 1st and 10 from the 19. Metcalf, definitely one of the best wide receivers out there in the set. Double team catches. All 3 levels. His worst column being flat pass, but not so bad at all. Looking pass again. 2 men there, guessed right. And we have a penalty that's going to be accepted. It's going to be an offside against the Rams. 1st and 5 now for Seattle in the red zone here from the Ram 14. 3:18 left in the 1st. Blitzing 3-4. DJ Dallas in the game. Doesn't bring any pass block with him. Looking pass. Complete for 7. Guessed right. Finds the right reading on the card of Wilson. Wilson has +7 that is uninterrupted by Yak on both 5 and 10. 1st and goal for the Hawks at the Rams 7. Full house backfield. Hyde and Carson along with Disley. Nice upgrade to the whole right side of the line. Left tackle doesn't need any upgrading. Full house versus the 3-4 blitz. Off tackle, guessed correctly. Men in zone, loss of 4. Now that puts Seattle at the 11, so they get the flat pass back on the 2nd and goal from the 11. Three, 4 blitz. Staying in the blocking back formation. Short pass to Olsen. 3 men there. Guessed right. 10 yards down to the 1. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Short pass interception, always an issue. It's only 2 through 4, 11, 12 with 4 men for the Rams. Good as their cards are, the interception is not that high. Full house versus 3-4 blitz. The line buck, even with 2 men in the zone, gives up yards. So you got to expect a line buck here. I'd be pretty surprised if I didn't see anything else. Line buck Carson gets that yard, touchdown. There you go. 6-3 Seattle. The extra point is barely good, but it's good. So make it 7-3. So Seattle takes advantage of that line buck. 2 linebackers getting yards on 7 and 8. And gets that 1 yard they needed on the 8. Rams take over at their own 25. Welcome, Tim.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going well.
All right, I'm working, so I'm going to have to get me caught up, and I'm going to watch from while I work.
Alrighty, Seattle just scored on a touchdown drive, 1 yard run by Russell Wilson. Long pass to Higbee here on the first play. He's not double teamed. He's going to be flushed and get a long gain, 48 yards, holds up. Cooper Kupp is the recipient. The Rams finding that long gain, 0 men dump off again, which really hurt the Packers in the divisional game. Puts them at Seattle 27, 1st and 10, 36 seconds left here in the first, 7-3, Hawks lead. Henderson joins Goff now. It's an off tackle to Henderson. Guessed wrong, going to get 12 yards as the boxes show up. And it's 1st and 10 now from the 15. Rams answering right back. That ends the first quarter, 7-3 Seattle. Seattle staying in the nickel versus these running formations. Flat pass to Henderson. Guessed right. Almost intercepted, but there is a personal foul against Seattle on the incompletion here. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal, Rams from the Seattle 7. Too tight with Henderson. Too tight brings that additional pass block. A lot of teams don't max protect. I don't know why. Good call here. Short pass, guessed wrong. And we've got a touchdown. The 0 defender can't make the play on the 4 white die touchdown. Rams 9-7. Here comes Matt Gay for the extra point. It is good. And Rams take the lead right back. 10-7, 14-24 left in the second. The big play of the drive. Cooper Kupp's 48-yard reception on a dump-off long gain. Penalty on the kickoff. Rams do it again. 42-yard return as the Rams' bad coverage shows up. Freddie Swain gets the 7 roll and puts the Hawks into Rams territory at the 49, 1st and 10. Big penalty. It's the offsides penalty on the kickoff that set up the disadvantage kick to the Seahawks, and they took advantage. Short pass gets right to Carson. Carson up against 4. Gets 12 yards on the Rams' stout defensive cards, a 3 roll and the 3 men. 1st and 10 up to the Rams 37. 13:30 left here in the second. Hyde now lines up behind Disley in the blocking back. Flat pass, Metcalf. Man is there, guessed right. Going to get 6 yards again on Metcalf's card. Metcalf having an impact. 3 catches, 26 yards so far. 2 10-yard flat passes and that 6-yard flat pass. Up to the Rams 31, 2nd and 4. Now too tight, which we should see a lot more too tight from Seattle today. I'm really surprised we haven't seen much of it yet. Hyde in the backfield. Got to slow down that Rams pass rush, and that's a good way to do it. Off tackle to Hyde. Guess pass, 2 yards, 2-yard loss, as the linebacker makes the play. Not necessarily a stout linebacker, but the 4 white die shows up. He's in the zone, loses 2 yards. 3rd and 6 now for Seattle. From the 33-yard line of the Rams. 2 through 5 is Jason Myers out here. He gets upgraded to 2 through 10 with a yard gain when you put variable aside. looking past to Metcalf. 2 men are there. Guessed right. But Metcalf is going to get 7 yards anyway. The yak reading shows up. DK Metcalf, a D-yak, comes up with the 4 roll, 8 yards, added down to the -1, needed 6, got 7, 1st and 10 from the Rams 26, 12 minutes left here in the first half. Off tackle, guessed right to Hyde. Man is there as well. Loses 4 yards. That's on Hyde's card. No, it's not on Hyde's card. That's on the Rams card at 6. I thought it was a dreaded 5. You see such an exaggerated reading. But look at that. One linebacker in zone off tackle. And you get a loss of 4 on 6, a loss of 3 on 7, and a loss of 2 on 8. Just devastating. 2nd and 14 now from the Rams' 30-yard line. 11:24 left. Blocking back with Carson. Decide not to go max protect here. Flat pass to Disley. Nobody's home. Guessed right. Going to get only 2 yards. There is a penalty, however, against the Rams again. Another offsides. A little bit of a bailout there. Would have been facing a 3rd and long. Now gets a do-over. 2nd and 9 from the Ram 25. 11:06 left in the half. Carson in the blocking back formation. 3-4, not blitzing. Flat pass, guessed wrong to Disley. Gets 13 yards on the 6 white die. 1st down, Seattle. Takes him to the Rams 12. So these good defenses are giving up some yards here. 3 drives in a row now. The teams are just marching right down. Of course, Seattle had a nice head start with the return that brought them into Rams territory to start the drive. 3-4 blitz for the Rams. They have some great matchups. Draw to Carson. Guessed wrong. Gets just 3 yards in between the short gains. That's a pretty disadvantaged roll for Seattle there because it puts them at the 9. Rather get 2 yards than be at the 10. So flat pass off the table now. 2nd and 7 from the 9-yard line. Full house backfield. As the flat pass is gone, full house makes some more sense for sure. 3-4 blitz. End run, left, gets just 3 yards. On Carson's card, his end run wrong is not that notable. Gets 5 yards on 6, 6 yards on 8. Other than that, it's pretty lean. 3rd and 4 now from the Rams 6. Short pass Olsen. Guessed right, 3-minute zone. Lots of blitzers coming. Not much. And it's a touchdown of Aaron Donald gets stopped by Will Disley on the pass rush. And then Wilson throws it into the Rams D. 3 men, gets the 10-yard gain for the score. The extra point is good, and the Rams take a 14-10 lead. So that's 6-20, and now the Rams will start off with 26. That 16% chance sack was among the worst that could come up for the Rams there. It was on Donald's asterisk rating up against Disley. And that is certainly one of the downsides of those asterisks. It's strap ball at its finest, but those low asterisks don't help you in that situation at all. Donald's a 2. End run to Henderson. Gets 6 yards. Where your free safety would have been a 10. But it alternates the asterisk. If you have multiple asterisks, the computer is just going to decide who to put up there. And there's a chance that Donald is who shows up. The 100 die showed up 42. So up against a good pass rusher, 42 is typically going to be close, but it's typically going to be a sack. Instead, didn't get the sack, and it's a touchdown for Seattle. 5-yard gain, 1st down for the Rams. I have to strap all this all the time, and everybody out there should as well. If you have a low asterisk in that sort of situation, there's no chance for the Rams to do this, by the way, because there's too many asterisks on his line. He's got 2 on his line. So that's a very odd situation. But when there's 1 on your line, you can get that guy out of there, hopefully get a lower a lower pass rush guy in there for him instead, so you can guarantee a good asterisk. And overall, your pass rush is going to be improved. But it does not work out for the Rams in that situation. But they're moving the ball here. 1st and 10 after this 10-yard catch by Henderson puts them at their own 47. End run on this first down to Henderson is guessed wrong. He only gets a yard, though, on the 11. Lots of opportunity for a lot more yards. Disappointing result for the Rams there. Both offenses have had more opportunities for yards than they have gotten on their own card. Guessed wrong. Running. 2nd and 9. Off tackle. Henderson again against this good Seattle run defense. Gets 5 yards, though. Defensive tackle challenged. The 6 white die takes down the 5 run D of Jaron Reed. So 3rd and short, 3rd and 4. Call it 3rd and manageable for the Rams here from the Seattle 47. 6:18 left in the half. Short pass, Robert Woods. 3 men in zone. Guessed right. Must run for golf. Converts 6 yards. 1st and 10 now from the Seattle 41. 5:42 left here in the first half. Too tight against the 4-3. End run guessed wrong. Going to get 6 yards. Collier could make the play. Another 6 white die shows up. Seattle will get the ball. Beginning of the second half. 5:06 left here. 2nd and 4 from the Seattle 35. Line buck guessed wrong. 15-yard gain on the Seattle card. 2 through 7, 11, 12 split on that 4. The 6 comes up. So Henderson gallops 15 yards to the Seattle 20. 1st and 10. 4:30 left. Flat pass. Woods. 1 man is there. 7-yard pickup on Goff's card. He has 7 yards without a yak test on 5 and 10. Guessed right. 6 and 7 loses a yard with the yak. Now 2nd and 3. Guessed wrong run by Henderson. The block is made by Corbett. 5 yards. First down inside the 10. Down to the Seattle 8. 1st and goal, 3:18 left. Obviously, nothing preventing Wilson from having a 2-minute drive here. That's going to happen. 1st and goal, short pass to Kupp. Lots of blitzers coming, and a 19% pass rush gets through. Needed 19, got 19 on the 100 die. 6-yard loss, 2nd and goal from the 14. That's frustrating if you're the Rams. You had that sort of pass rush split on that 3rd down and goal for Seattle. Looking past to Henderson against the 6 in there. Going to get some yak yardage, though. 7 yards. 3rd and goal now from the Seattle 7. Is running a possibility here. You're not going to get that much, I don't think, anyway, on the Seattle defensive cards. Your best bet is probably a Henderson end run. But he has a couple 6-yard gains, so he can get you down. He gets short gains too, but he can get you down to the 1. If it was 6 yards, you'd be really eyeing that end run from Henderson. And he is in the game, and he's not in the shotgun, so that remains a possibility, but he is 3 wide. Blitz 3-3-5 coming from Seattle. Here's the call. End run, Robert Woods. Is that a correct call? Did he mean to end run on Robert Woods here? Loses 2, and he fumbles, and it's recovered by Seattle. What just happened? What would have been a short game by Darrell Henderson instead is a loss and a fumble by Robert Woods. Is that a slip of the hand?
Interesting call that was.
At the very least. To say the least.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough. I guess I generally don't do those because I feel like my team's And usually, Chiefs, I'm usually playing a good team, so why would I take it out of their hands is kind of how I look at it.
Don't do it. I mean, even if you have a bad team, if you're the Jets, don't do it.
Really? Yeah, it just most of those reverse plays, I don't test them enough in practice, but the few times I have, it's so rare that anything good happens, it seems like to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, from a pure numbers point of view, it won't happen.
Yeah. From percentages.
Yeah. I mean,
but sometimes I wonder if I don't know the game enough, and if there's a perfect, like if you can catch the defense calling exactly this, it increases the odds, but that's not built into it, right? It's just right or wrong.
There are some things that move the scales a little bit, but
okay,
you're always better off using your guys. No different than really fake punts.
Yeah.
Where yes, if your opponent is trying for the block, you'll get different readings, but you're better off just using your cards, and just going for it. I mean, you're not really faking anybody. It's just a different.
Yeah, that's true. That in a virtual sense, you're really not faking anybody out technically, but you would hope the game kind of builds that head fake into the probabilities. But
yeah. Meanwhile, Seattle's driving out to the 46.
Wow, they sure are.
And if they can get some points here, they'll get the ball back, and they'll be in really, really good shape. With a minute left, a touchdown still in play. 2 timeouts left for Seattle.
They have the ball first in the second half?
They do.
Okay, thanks.
They do. Yeah. Wilson has Hyde in the backfield. Hyde can get you a couple yards. Not really a threat to get a short gain or much else. He's got a 50-yard gain off tackle deuce. Short gains across the board on 3. Short pass to Lockett, 10 yards, complete. On Wilson's card, into Rams territory, 1 minute left. Hyde stays in the backfield. Too tight, so max protect here. Olsen and Disley off tackle to Hyde. Going to get no gain thanks to the play by the nose tackle. 2nd and 10. Blocking back with Carson here. 52 seconds left after that second timeout taken by Seattle. Flat pass to Disley. One man is there. He's going to lose 2 yards on Disley's card. 3rd and 12. So Rams defense trying to make a very much needed stand right here. Can they pull it off? It's going to come down to this 3rd and 12. Rams have all 3 of their timeouts. Another sack, they could think about points, but otherwise this is probably going to end the half if they can stop them here, because the Seahawks are in prime punting position from the Rams 46. But first things first, got to get through this 3rd and 12. Blocking back formation on 3rd and 12. Nickel with blitz. You have an opportunity against the right outside linebacker if you want to end up running end run here with Carson, but Carson not really an end run specialist, so not a very good move. Off tackle draw to Carson. A linebacker is behind, catches the short gain on the 7-0 linebacker, 17 yards, first down to the 29, and the Hawks are in business with 45 seconds left. They take their final timeout. That limits options as they're at the Rams' 29-yard line. Too tight with Hyde in the backfield. Looking pass to Disley. Guessed wrong, but 2 men are there, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
And I would just say that when you're up 14-10, that extra 3 points is so important. If it was me, I'd be pretty conservative here, probably.
Yeah, and you have no timeouts. I mean, there's not much you can do.
Exactly.
I would agree, other than probably throwing a long pass. But especially if you're max protect, which he is, he's got a big sack chance, but he's running too tight, so he gets a little bit of an upgrade on his pass blocking. Here's a draw to Hyde.
A lot of blitzers.
Another short gain, 17 yards. He's hit that short gain twice now.
That's huge. Nice.
But time is an issue to spike it, it'll be 15 seconds left, and that's what it'll do, I'm sure. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now. Indeed, he spikes it from the 12-yard line.
You could throw one short pass here, and if you got sacked, you could still spike it and go to 4th. That's the way the timing usually works, I believe, sequentially.
Yeah, so 2 ticks would take you down to 1 second. Yeah, 2 ticks. 1 tick will take you to 8. 3 ticks and you're wiped out. Showing the blitz here against the blocking back. Do the Hawks look for another short gain on the off tackle? Yep.
They sure do.
Here it comes. Just gets 4. Just misses that short gain, and that will take him down to a 2nd with the spike. And 4th and 6, the field goal by Myers is good. 17-10 halftime score. Rams are going to have to feel a bit disappointed here. Had a golden opportunity at the goal line. Went awry. Seahawks come back and get 3 points at the end and the ball. But very much still in the game, of course. Goes without saying. It's just 17-10. But could have had a lead. Seattle going to try to open it up. Yeah, not sure what happened there, says Scott. Yeah, it was what we initially thought, which is that he did not intend to call the reverse. He likely intended to call the.
You said that was an accident?
Yep, and run to Henderson.
That's too bad. I feel bad for him. I've done that. It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. And, lots of things like that happen. I kind of wish that happened more. To a certain extent, because that's what real football happens all the time, that sort of thing.
Sure. It's a good point.
We've all missed, in a hurry, we've all hit timeout by accident. I've done that many times.
Yep.
And then click my play, and
yep.
That's probably the most common.
If they haven't kicked off, do you ever feel like when you know ball for your play, and then as soon as you go to call it, that's already the default choice and receiver that was chosen for you? Do you sort of feel like it's bound to work because the computer also the right call? That's what I always think.
I know. I doubt myself if that happens.
Maybe that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Seattle sticking max protect. It's interesting they keep Hyde back there in the max because Carson would give you that 4 pass block to complement the upgraded pass blocking. But Hyde has been in most of these 2 tight formations. Up against 3-4. Carson might be low in carries. Just check on that next time we get a chance.
I've been thinking in those same terms regarding the AFC Championship game that's coming up and who's going to be in my backfield.
Yeah. And if you should go too tight. I mean, you have Kaiser. Kaiser basically takes the guy off the field for you, though. I mean, of course, he can get you flat pass and, that sort of thing. But you get an upgrade of your pass blocking, right? +1 across the line if you go too tight. Yeah. And you might need that sometimes. But
does that move from a 5 to a 7? Is there something in between technically? Because it wasn't in the game, and I know the difference between 5 and 7 is like 1 and 5 or something.
It's pretty big, yeah. Just check the pass rush chart. I'm just trying to remember the pass rush chart if 6 even exists. I don't think it does. So I think it goes from 5 to 7. Yeah, I think that's what happens. 3rd and 9 now. Yeah, it's important. And hey, I want the Chiefs to win.
As you keep saying, I imagine that club is pretty small.
Well, me,
I'm in there.
I would assume 9-yard gain gets exactly what he needs on 3rd down. 1st and 10.
Wow.
For the Hawks at 6 white die. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, nothing.
But yeah, I mean, I would consider running this, and he's running it now. Now with Hollister instead of Disley. I wonder why that is. Short pass Metcalf incomplete, 2nd and 10. Obviously important drive for the Rams psychologically. A 2-score game versus having the ball with the chance to tie it up. Long pass, Lockett. Guessed wrong, but a 6 is back there, incomplete. 2 through 6, 11, 12. Sorry, 2 through 6 is the interception. 2 through 6, 12 is the interception for the Rams. One man. The 4 shows up. It's a blank. Lockett, not particularly strong long pass, but, good enough. Certainly guessed wrong. Completions on 4, 7, 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12, excuse me. 3, 3, 5. Long pass to Lockett again. This time guessed right. 6 is back there. Must run 3-yard gain. 4th and 7 now coming up. And the punting unit is on the field in prime punting position here is Seattle. There's a flag down. Offsides against the Rams. Interesting decision coming for the Seahawks on this 4th and 2 now. They're going to go. It would have been first down for the Rams at their own 4. Instead, Seattle's going to take the chance to go for it. 4th and 2 from the 43-yard line. Blocking back versus 3-4. No blitz, interestingly. Carson is back there now with Disley. Cross him up on the short pass. I assume this defense is going to be crowding the line. 4th and 2. Three, 4D can cover the flats up nicely. The classic call here is to move the free safety in the flat pass zones and call run. And it's exactly what happened. Short pass guessed wrong. Incomplete. So Seattle does cross him up. Free safety stayed back, though, I think. But he called run, had a guessed wrong short pass to Metcalf. Interception reading shows up on the defensive card, and that results in the massive incompletion. 30-some yards of field position gained by the Rams. 2nd and 7 now from their own 46. Big turn of events there. Can the Rams take advantage of this opportunity? Blocking back against the 3-3-5 as Seattle tries to compensate for its porous pass D. That's a good way to do it. But you do leave some openings for the Rams. And they're a decent stable of runners. Off tackle to Akers. He's keyed. It's only going to show up as right, though, because of the linebackers in zone. No gain. 3rd and 7. So you heard Scott talk about this in the post-game interview after the Packers win, that with the defense against him being a nickel and he's in blocking back, that he wanted to go up top, and that's why he threw long, assuming that they're going to call run. Hasn't done it yet. Looking past the woods, one man there, and it's a 6. Goes to the card of Goff, 4 yards, 4th and 3 from midfield. The Rams are going to punt, and I don't blame him. Got to protect the one-score lead here. Keep it that way. It's a coffin corner. It's going to sail short. So 14-yard line is where the Seahawks begin their second possession of the second half. 9 minutes left in the third. 17-10 Seattle from their own 14. Too tight, hide in the backfield. Long pass Lockett, one man there, guessed right. Opportunity for the Rams D to make a play. And we have an interception indeed. Rams make the pick, 33 yards downfield, and a 15-yard return. Just missed a touchdown. So Rams now have the ball at the Seattle 32. This Seattle team had more guessed wrong long pass opportunities than anybody in the USFFL this year. So far, saw one, I think. Otherwise, the Rams D has held on pretty well. Nobody back there on this long pass. Guessed right. 0 men. Catches the long gain. Touchdown Rams. Robert Woods for 32 yards. There's no flags on the field, and the Rams are within a point. Matt Gay on for the extra point where he's 2 through 10. The kick is up, and it is good. We are tied at 17. 8:24 left here in the third. From deep in the end zone, Travis Homer takes a seat. And that means it's touchback for Seattle. They'll start out 25 in a 3-wide set now. No blitzing here. Carson, let's take a look at his carries. He's down to 7. So that's a mild concern for the Hawks. They really don't want to get him under 5 in the third quarter. Looking past to Swain. He's going to get a nice yak reading of 11 yards to pick up 10 yards net and a first down on the first play of this possession, now up to the 35-yard line. Freddie Swain, a B yak. Just caught 13 balls. Don't have to worry about that in the playoffs. No we used to worry about. 3 wide again. Flat pass Metcalf. A 0 is there. And look at that. The 4 white die shows up on the 7. That means a short gain for the Seahawks. 13 yards up to their own 48. We crossed the halfway point of the third quarter. 7:12 left. Tied at 17. Seattle trying to make a push back to the lead here. 3 wide against the nickel once more. No blitz. Carson in the backfield. Looking pass. Guessed wrong. Going to be 10 yards unless there's a penalty. There's not. So 10 yards to the Rams 42. First down, Seattle. If I'm the Rams, I'm going to let Carson get some carries here. Get him down under 5 if I can. Second, third back for the Seahawks really doesn't show much. So you want him to get Carson out of the game as soon as possible. Or at least get him thinking about not using him. Flat pass, Freddie Swain. Nobody home. 8 yards. Good pass rush there coming from the Rams. All sorts of options if the D-die showed up. It did not. 2nd and 2. Brought Leonard Floyd, who's a 12. Looking past Swain. 5 yards on the Rams card. Hits that 5 yards on 5 on the Rams D1 man. That's enough for a first down now to the Rams 29. 5:24 left. Seattle on the move. 3 wide versus 3-3-5. Carson stays in the backfield. Looking pass, Olsen. 1 man there, guessed right. Receiver's a 5-yard gain, and he hits the fumble that the possibility of a fumble shows up the 1, but Seattle's 0 fumble reading comes into play. So no fumble, despite the roll of the 1 and the possible receiver fumble. 2nd and 5 from the Rams 24. That 0 rating can be valuable, as Tim knows. Looking past to Greg Olsen. Gets 7 yards on Wilson's card. First down now to the Rams 17. Seahawks making it look easy here. 3 wide against 3-3-5. Again, not blitzing. I'd be thinking blitz here. Let Carson run it. Blitz the heck out of him. Off tackle Carson. Linebacker's going to make the play in the zone. Nice play by Reader. Wouldn't that be a safety, Reader? If I'm not mistaken. Reader is a left inside linebacker. Pardon me. 2nd and 11. Looking past the Swain. 2 men are there. Opportunity here for this Rams D. Can't make a play. Does go to the 2-man card, but the 8 roll means an incompletion. Now 3rd and long. Blocking back formation. Here comes that blitz. So blocking back versus 3-3-5 blitz. You can move your safeties all sorts of ways here. The Rams have lots of ways to manipulate their defense here. Short pass to Carson. Not much of a blitz coming. It's a sniper scope and touchdown to Chris Carson for 18 yards. So lays off the blitz and got the blank on the D-die, which would have activated the safety blitz, but instead gets the downside of the safety blitz with the sniper scope, which goes for all the yards needed and then some. And Seattle takes a 24-17 lead. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Rams, after the touchback, starting at their own 25, now go 3 wide up against this nickel. Linebuck to Akers. He's going to get 6 yards thanks to the 4 white die, which carries the right guard despite the penalty he took in his run blocking. Carries him to make that block. So it's 6 yards and not 2. 2nd and 4 now from the 31. Off tackle, Akers gets 3 yards on the Seattle card, sets up a 3rd and 1. Blocking back versus 4-3. So Seattle departing from their base nickel here to bunch it up on the line here on this 3rd and 1. Blocking back with Akers. Linebuck to Goff. A man is there. He's going to get 3 yards on the 4 roll on the defensive card of Seattle. One linebacker is a 3-yard gain. 1st and 10 Rams from their own 37. Down 7 points. Off tackle. Guessed wrong to Akers. Going to get 12 yards thanks to the nickel defense. The boxes show up again. 1st and 10 now from their own 49 are the Rams. Three wide, end run. Akers going to just get 2 yards. Goes to the Seattle card again. Running out of the 3 wide. 2nd and 8. Again, 3 wide for the Rams. These formation decisions have been really interesting. Up against the nickel, naturally. Akers in the backfield. Linebuck to Akers. No linebacker there at all. Can get just 3 yards. DJ Reed is going to be lost for the Seahawks for the rest of the game. DJ Reed is the 4 right cornerback. They do have a backup 4. But that's going to mean right on down the line, this 3 wide set, there's going to be a 0 out in the field. And there you see Cooper Kupp up against the 0. So Kupp versus a 0, Higbee versus a 0, Reynolds and Woods versus a 4, Akers versus a 0. 3 wide. Versus 3-3-5 on this key 3rd and 5 from the Seattle 36. Now we're into the 4th quarter. 14:24 left. Off tackle, Akers. Guessed wrong. Just gets a yard on his card. 4th and 4. Likely to go here from the Seattle 45. But you could make a case for either way. And he is going to punt. Here comes the coffin corner. It's very good coffin corner positioning. You don't want to give Seattle a pathway to a quick field goal. The punt just goes for 33 yards, though. So that's going to put Seattle at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. 13:30 left in the 4th.
Normally I'd say go for it, but I think with that defense, that's right in the zone that I could totally understand making that punt too.
Yeah. I mean, even in a tie game, I'd probably go. Down 7, though, 4th quarter, you just can't afford to go down 2.
Yeah, you're making it too easy for them to go up 10 by 10 or 14.
Yep. And it was 4th and 4, right? I mean, different than 4th and 1. So, yeah. Flat pass, guessed right. That's going to be a loss of 1 thanks to the yak. Second and 11 now. For those interested in a dramatic ending, sort of hoping for a Rams stop here, if that's what you're out for. Max protective, too tight. Short pass to Disley, guessed wrong. Opportunity falls incomplete thanks to that very stout Rams defensive card. Gets snake eyes. The completion's on 2 through 5, 11, 12. The roll's an 8, 3rd and 11. Now for Seattle, blocking back here. Do we see a blitz or not? Is an interesting question as well. We don't. I understand why. You don't have the long gain chart working for you on the road. You don't want to give up a huge one here because a first down really doesn't hurt you that much. 3rd and 11 from the 11. I would still bring some blitz. He does bring some. Short pass to Olsen. It's complete for 11 yards. Exactly what he needs. The 7 on the card of Russell Wilson. Guessed right is 11 yards. The 5 is 13 yards. The 10 is on 4. 12 on 12. But that's 11 on 7. Oh, money. Talked about this on other broadcasts. That extra yard or 2 on 7 can make all the difference. Looking past to Metcalf, catches that 7-yard gain again. We talked about that with Patrick Mahomes in his game last week against the Browns, catching 7 yards without the yak reading, and it's been happening that way for Wilson today. He has it on 5 and 10. Short, long pass to Lockett. One man is back there, incomplete. Another danger zone pass for Seattle. This time, it's harmless, just about harmless. 3rd and 3 is what it brings up from the Seattle 29. 11:42 left. 3 wide here. Carson in the backfield. Carson doesn't get 3 yards guessed right, so that one die can really stymie you here. He can get it, but not a high percentage chance like some other backs out there. If that one die shows up and he runs on this 3 wide formation, what's he going to do? No blitz here. Look-in pass to Swain. A 6 is there. Incomplete. Possible penalty. Does not come up. 4th and 3. Rams make the stop. Seattle punting. 50-yard punt from the 21. Fair catch from Webster. 11:06 left to play. Henderson in the backfield, too tight. Everett facing a 0. Henderson is going to get the ball off tackle. And just going to get 2 yards there. Higbee could not make the block. 2nd and 8. I like these running formations against this nickel. Cup still against that 0. So maybe Seattle was out of guys there. Yeah, they had already lost a defensive back. Off tackle. Henderson gets 6. Sets up a 3rd and 2. So, yeah, that's correct. So with the second loss of the cornerback, that means they're down Jamal Adams and DJ Reed in the Seattle defensive backfield. 3rd down 2. Linebucker guessed wrong to Akers. The nose tackle can't make the play on the 6 white die. 1st down, Rams. In the 3-3-5, Jaron Reed is a 4. The 6 white die shows up. The check is against him. He can't make the play. 1st down, flat pass Higbee. Misses on Higbee's receiver guessed right card. 2nd and 10. Three wide now. Flat pass Cup. He's doubled up. Almost intercepted. Goff has thrown that double team to Cup flat pass just once today. Did it multiple time against the Packers. One was intercepted. Another one landed on 10, just like this one did. 3rd and 10 now in the shotgun. Akers is with Goff in the backfield. No blitz being shown from the Seattle D. 8:42 left. From their own 34. Big 3rd down and 10 here. Short pass to Cup. 4 men in zone. Goes to Cup's receiver card, and he cannot make the play. 4th and 10. Punting unit is on. Well, that's where you want the ball if you're the Rams. You want to leave it up to Cup. Can't do it. Nice punt. Goes 52 yards with the bounce. Back Seattle up again, this time at their own 20. 1st and 10. 8:06 left in regulation. 24-17. Seattle leads with the ball. Searching for a field goal here. Just give me some points. Say the Hawks fan. It's a guessed right run with a linebacker in zone. It's a loss of 3 on the Rams defensive card. 2nd and 13 back to the 17-yard line. 3 wide against the nickel. Lock it up against that 0. Flat pass to Carson against the 0. Going to get a yak rating, but only gets 2 yards in addition to the -1. So a 1 yard gain, 3rd and 12. Important for the reasons we stated before, which is Wilson's short pass guessed right card has the completion for 11 yards on 7. Blitz being shown. The completions on the Rams cards don't have much in the way of 12-yard gains there. So what to do here if you're Seattle? The short pass probably doesn't give it to you. So he goes deep, but there's nobody back there. Lots of pass rush coming. It's a long gain, 52 yards. Tyler Lockett makes the play up against the 0. It was a 64% chance of a sack. The 82 shows up. And boom, Seattle's in field goal range at the Rams' 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 6:36 left. That may be the play of the game. End run to Hyde, guessed right. Loses 7 yards. Big loss. The question for Scott there is why leave 4 men in the short pass zone? He's not going to get 12 yards. Short pass. It would have been plus 30 with 1 man back there on a 2-6 split if 1 man had been back. So may have gotten the first down anyway. 10-yard must run for Wilson puts him back into field goal range at 3rd and 7 from the Los Angeles 27. 2 through 10 is Jason Myers from this range, and he's immune to variable risk at this yard line. 3rd and 7 upcoming. Huge 10-yard scramble there from Wilson. 5:42 left in the 4th period. Looking pass. Nobody's home. Guessed wrong. 13 yards. 1st down, Seattle. To the Rams 14. Clock now a major issue for the Rams. Does Seattle look to take advantage of that, or they just want to get points on the board as fast as possible and lock in that 2-score lead? Let's see. All the blitzing the Rams can do. Expect to see running here. Let's see. They've been putting 2 men in the flat pass zone too, so you might be a little bit fearful of that. There it is. Linebuck gets 6 yards thanks to the block of the right guard. Big play. 2nd and 4 now inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Under 5 minutes left to play. Full house. Linebuck guessed wrong. 6 yards. There's a personal foul. Going to take it down to the 1. 1st and goal for Seattle. From the 1. Carson's min fumble. Likely to come into play here. Let's see who he goes with. Linebuck to Carson. Gets 2 yards. Touchdown, Seattle. 30-17 is the score. Pending the extra point. It is up. It's good. 31-17 Seattle. 3:54 left. It's a touchback. And the Rams have to come up with something here. They don't have much in the way of home run hitters or the running backs. Cam Akers will get you 61, but he does it off tackle. You need end runs here. End runs to get out of bounds. Your best threat end run is still Akers. He has a 46-yard on boxcars. Flat pass to Woods, trying to get out of bounds. Doesn't. 6 yards. 2nd and 4. The clock runs 3:18 left to play. Henderson is in the backfield, I think. I've not seen the formation, actually. Yeah, there's Akers. But he's in the shotgun. Linebuck, he runs for a long of 35, but you won't get out of bounds there. 2nd and 4. Expect to see a pass. Flat pass, Woods. Gets 5. 1st down. Again, couldn't get out of bounds. 2:42 left. So alarm bells right now are going off in Scott's mind, I'm sure, without getting out of bounds on 2 consecutive plays, thanks to the odd white die. He's got to feel a little bit panicked that he's just not moving down the field fast enough. So you might see a switch up here to deeper things. Yeah, short pass to Reynolds. 2 men back. Dennis anticipated the same in terms of a possible long pass. Gets 12-yard completion, though, on Goff's card. Now up to midfield, 2:06 left. Yeah, at this point, really highlights the importance of Seattle getting a touchdown there, because you'd be thinking in different terms if you were the Rams. Just get me into field goal range. Short pass to Higbee. There was only 1 man back in the long pass zone. That's notable. Completion for 11 yards. So Dennis shows that 1 man there. Is he luring him into a long pass with 2? If you're the Rams, do you have much of a choice but just take him up on that offer? At the 41, at the 2-minute warning, down 2 touchdowns. Short pass Higbee. Only 1 man long pass zone again. Incomplete. Goff's long gains on 10 on a long pass. So that was a 9. It wouldn't have been complete there either. 2nd and 10. 1:52 left. Short pass, Cooper Kupp. A snap fumble has occurred. It's picked up by the Hawks. And that will likely end the ball game. Seattle gets a first down. It's officially over. Otherwise, it is a slim to none chance for the Rams. Full house backfield for Wilson. He is keyed, is Carson, but still gets 5 yards. Thoughts, Tim?
Well, it looks like Dennis is about to advance yet again.
Indeed.
Looks like it's a tough comeback at this point. So
yeah, it's
that's it. There's the 15 seconds,
and he's waving the time. And a nice, quick 1 hour, 8-minute game. I'd like to see that. It was a little bit difficult for this announcer to keep up with some of the analysis, but I don't mind.
I've had games like that too that move so fast that I'm already into the next play when I finish the call. That's all right though. Let them do the rhythm that they feel comfortable with. Well, I'm going to turn over the interview to you and probably listen in. Congratulate both coaches for me, Anthony.
Happy to do so.
All right, buddy. Thanks again
later,
for broadcasting this one, man.
Yeah, I hope to see you on the COI tonight.
I probably will. I'll pop in at least for a little bit of it.
Great.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, they're both coming in here. So we will move ourselves to the get the box score up, perhaps. Seemed like a pretty even game. It looked like it was. Yeah, indeed it was. I mean, 373 to 298, but you see the Rams with the average yards per play advantage. So pretty much in terms of gameplay, we had a draw, a play-to-play basis. Quarterbacks fared well. Henderson, 63 yards on 10 carries. Metcalf saw a steady stream of flat passing. And we'll highlight some of these key plays of the first half as well. There were a couple big ones. Couple big ones. The sack possibility on this touchdown pass from Olsen to Wilson. Of course, the end around. Here comes Dennis. Welcome, Dennis. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks. That was a tough one. I'm telling, Scott made so many good calls where I got off, just got let off the hook. I must have thrown at least a half dozen flat passes to 2-minute zone, and it would go on the D card, but just not on that 3. So,
well, nice job, nice win. And Scott, thanks for joining as well.
Yeah.
Your initial thoughts. Dennis just shared his initial thoughts that you called a good game on D, but didn't get enough big plays off of it. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah. Well, I knew this was going to be a super, super tough game coming in. And I think it ended up kind of playing out as I expected. So I knew it was going to be tough, and tried to throw Dennis off balance a little bit, throwing a bunch of long balls at the beginning of the game. I hadn't done that a lot all season, so I was hoping to catch him. I think I threw you off a little bit at the beginning there with some of that, but you caught on to it and kind of shut me down in the second half.
Yeah.
well, that's what Strat's all about, is adjustments and trying to match your opponent. But I also thought you did a good job of calling a lot of run early, which kind of put me off my game. I couldn't really pound it with Carson and Carlos Hyde. I had to mix it up, and then I ran a lot of times, and you were getting those -4 carries because you stuffed the zone really well. So I had to figure out what's going to work with this, and that's when I went to the 3 wide, and that seemed to be slow down your pass rush a little bit, not as many blitzers because you had to leave them home for the flats, and then really though, even with that, this is like a tie game without the 2 big plays, which is the snap fumble there at the end, but before that, the accidental wide receiver reverse that resulted in a fumble. Without that play, this is just like nip and tuck, where we might still be playing in overtime right now.
Let's before we get to that end around, the touchdown pass to Olsen was an interesting one, which happened before the end around. You had a nice blitz coming, Scott. You caught the low asterisk rating of Aaron Donald and a 16% chance of a sack. Everybody else was up in the 40s. And if you would have caught the free safeties asterisk instead, Strat didn't give you that. It was a 44, I think, on the 100 die result. You would have had a sack, didn't get it. Touchdown Olsen. Tough break there. Not much you can do. Probably not much you can comment in terms of strategy. Certainly when you have the Rams guys, as we said in the game, there's all these asterisks on the line. You can't avoid an asterisk. If you get a low asterisk, you get a low asterisk, and you just didn't get that break, and it's 7 points.
Yeah. No, I don't have a lot to add there other than that was a frustrating one, especially when it's Donald, and you've only got a 16% chance. That was that just that's the way the dice go sometimes.
But then the other way, coming back on the next drive, you had the ball inside the 10, and Wagner gets a sack on a 16% chance on the 16 roll of the 100 die. So Dennis got the sack, but you came back, you got the 3rd and goal from the 7. You meant to run the end run to Henderson, I imagine, which would have been a short gain on 7. That's the roll that came up, would have been a touchdown.
No, I think he was going short pass to Woods.
Oh, where were you going? Were you going short pass or were you going end run?
No, I was doing end run, and I don't know how it happened. I thought I had end run to Henderson, and it ended up as a reverse.
Okay, so in that case, what happened is that it was set to throw it to Wood. You know how the CM sets it to and then you clicked on the end run box without, you thought you clicked on Henderson and then the end run box, but the click to Henderson didn't take. So instead of doing an end run to Henderson, it did an end run to whoever you had selected for the pass, by default, which was Woods.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
I don't know if they're maybe Strat needs to put a dialogue box in. Are you sure you want an end run here?
Well, I think that's actually one of the weaknesses of Strat. The Rams, the 49ers, there are a number of teams that have some pretty good jet sweeps, and Strat doesn't really capture that particularly well. I wouldn't have called it in that specific position, but it seems like the game hasn't really caught up with some of the new offensive play calls like that one.
Yeah, the only way they do is if they card more guys. I mean, that would be the only way, and they card a few.
Yeah,
but
or if they build it into the run card somehow, that's why Henderson and Malcolm Brown and and they have a little bit stronger cards. I don't think they're that nuanced. I think that they just leave it out. I mean, they don't have a good solution for it, so they just leave it out. But I could picture the Rams in real life running a jet sweep there and getting a touchdown. So, I mean, it would be nice if they were able to figure out a way to build it into the game.
Indeed. And you came down, you got a field goal before the half, if I'm not mistaken, Dennis.
Yeah.
And speaking of sacks, I mean, I don't want to go too far ahead, but another thing about the asterisk sacks that you talked about, I wish Strat would add them together. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or add them all together and divide by whatever if you have to. But it's ridiculous that you're sending a guy with even more pass rush and you're hurting your pass rush chances. You know what I mean? Like, all those.
Well, we're going to have it tonight. We're going to have it tonight, Dennis. It's going to be Philadelphia versus Atlanta in the COY semi, right? And as you know, in Battle Royale, I have the Philadelphia defensive line. And as you know, I literally took out, what's his name? The six
Brandon
defensive
Graham.
End for Philly. Brandon Graham, who's a 12. Yep. Who's 12 rated.
4, I think.
Yep, and 4, and I put Josh Sweat in instead, who's a 10, and a 0. So I put the 0 in. I'm completely strap balling it so I can I can have a better safety blitz. No. So I can guard the 10 asterisk. I mean, it's a complete strap ball move, and I imagine we'll see some of that tonight from the Eagles. And but Scott, there's nothing you can do because you're loaded with asterisks. You have 2 on your line. I mean, what are you going to do? Dismantle your entire line, or you have 1 on your line, and then you have Floyd. So you're not going to blitz Floyd and Donald. Of course you are. You have to.
Right. Yeah. So it's definitely a weakness of the system for sure.
Yeah. So we take it into the second half. It starts a 7-point game, and we get the key interception there. Dennis, you led the league in guessed wrong long passes. Scott, I think, let 1 through that landed incomplete today, if I'm not mistaken. The others, it was guessed right with a 6 back there, Scott. Nice job defending it, and you got the big pick.
Yeah, it was 2-11 on Russ's card.
That one, the bad call on my part to end the first half. I mean, it was disappointing to be all the way down at the 1 or 2 yard line and not get any points. And then Dennis came right back and got I think you scored a field goal to end the game in the first half there. So that puts you up. I could have been at least 14-13, but it ended up 17-10. And then I think I got to stop because you got the ball to start the second half. And I got to stop there, and then you stopped me, and then I got the int, and I figured, well, I'm just gonna go for it here and try and throw a long bomb to Woods. And that turned out, I think that was just the first play of that possession. Got a nice long gain off of that to get back within 1 score, I think.
Yeah, you hit the 0 men. You hit the 0 men in zone there, and you had that opportunity a couple times, Dennis. Your hands are tied a little bit with that D. You've got to take those chances every now and then, and you had a couple opportunities. 0 men. I think you took advantage of it twice throughout the game, Scott.
Yeah.
And I said there was one long gain dump off to Cup, but I can't really complain about that because the long pass zone was empty. So those dump offs removed the chance of hitting on the long, on the D card. So I was like, okay, he got that, but he might have gotten that if it wouldn't have been a D on the black die, he could have just gotten that off of my card. So, no complaints. I got to live with that. That was the Seahawks pass defense last year.
Mm-hmm. And then you come back with the drive, Dennis. I noticed at that point you were going more too tight. Can you talk about your decision? I assume you were looking for some more pass blocking, but you put Hyde back there in too tight instead of Carson, which would have been your real max protect formation. Right. So were you just concerned about Carson carries at that point, which took you out of that true max protect?
No, I was just trying to mix it up. I thought maybe if he saw me bring in Hyde, he'd think, okay, he's going to run it here, even though it's not exactly the ideal situation, and I might catch him in a guess wrong pass.
Yep. And at that point with that drive, you had Carson down to 7 carries left before first fatigue level. Were you thinking that you were going to pass as much as possible on that drive, or were you not letting that fatigue come into play as you made that important march to take a 24-17 lead?
I just didn't want to hit his D card with a man in the zone by being in base formation and running. I didn't mind that. What I had working there was that those flat passes. So I was fine with not worrying about the carries and just hitting the flats, and then throwing in some shorts and an occasional run. So I was good with that.
Yeah, and it worked for Freddie. We put Freddie Swain really into the game on that drive. I think is where he started making a difference. His BYAC got you a first down. He may have made one other reception. You had success on Metcalf's card flat passing as well throughout the game, first half and second half. And then you got the sniper scope to score. Yeah,
it was huge. Because even if I would have got the first down there's no guarantee I would have got a touchdown. Getting the sniper scope took the pressure off, and that was another turning point in the game. Getting a 7-point lead, in the second half of a conference championship game. Really, when you're trailing, you're like, it puts a little bit more pressure on you. You got to get the ball down. And I thought Scott's offensive strategy of running the ball, taking it out of Goff's hands, running the ball, was great. I mean, he just didn't get the rolls. I mean, he got a couple of 8 rolls where it hit plus 12, but a lot of times he would land on his card or with a white die 1, or my card with, plus 2 or something like that, or his card guessed wrong plus 1. That was just unlucky. But that was a good strategy.
Yeah, and that overall strategy, Scott, if you could comment on that. You were facing nickel as Dennis's base D. So you didn't have to go 3 wide. You'd have the luxury of sort of doing what you talked about against Scott in the Packers game, which is, try to induce that run call and go deep, against the nickel.
Yeah.
But you were successful with it. But you did go 3 wide sometimes too. What were your thoughts around sticking with a run formation or going 3 wide against that nickel?
Well, when I switched to going 3 wide, I was really hoping to take advantage of. I guess I don't remember that Dennis went into the nickel a lot against my my 2 tight end lineup. He probably did, and I probably didn't catch that. Mm-hmm. But my idea there in going 3 wide was to open up the middle and just get him into the 3 linemen in front instead of the 4, and open up a hole so I could do some line bucks and off tackles there. He didn't really bring the linebackers up, so I was facing his card with 0 linebackers in there for most of those. That was basically the strategy on that part.
And then going back to the flow of the game, now you're down 7. You end up, there's some possessions there, but you end up with a 4th and 1 right around midfield. And we agreed with your punt there. It made sense to us. So it just take us through 4th and 4, not 4th and 1.
Yeah,
very importantly, 4th and 4. Right, 4th and 1
yeah.
probably would have been a different decision. But take us through that decision to punt there.
Yeah, pretty easy for me. This card set. The Rams have a great defense and an average offense, I'd say. And so I knew I was down. I knew there were probably about 9 minutes or so left in the game at that point. And I just was going to, trust my defense, hope for a stop. And
you got it.
That was basically it. And I think that ended up panning out. I did get a stop. I think Dennis might have gotten one first down.
Yeah, one first down.
And so that was the strategy.
You almost had it 3 and out. But you got the ball back, but you didn't do much on that.
He got an 11-yarder on a 3rd and 11, I think, too.
Yes. You didn't do much in that ensuing possession. Go ahead, Dennis. Sorry.
That was the story of the game. I mean, every time I needed a roll, I seemed to get it. Guys, I hate to cut this short, but I got to jump out. So you guys chat on.
One thing I was like, Dennis, I'll give you a second if you.
Yeah, just that last bomb. 64% chance of a sack. I think Leonard Floyd was a sack contest. Yep. I get sacked there. Might even sack fumble. It's like I'm deep in my end, and I have to punt at the very least. That was a lucky play, and I'm very fortunate that I hit. Not only that I didn't get sacked, but that I hit a number on the D card that is an excellent long pass D card in this set, and I hit that. Was it a 3 or a 4 roll? 3. I mean, come on, 3 out of 36. I mean, if you add it up, maybe it was like, I know it was less than 50% to hit. Even with a 0 there. So I'll take it. You gotta go big and go home, live by the bomb, die by the bomb. And that's I feel fortunate to be moving on. That's a really tough Rams team, and Scott's a really good coach. And I appreciate the game. That was a playoff worthy game, I think. So
yeah. That was a lot of fun, Dennis, and good luck in the Super Bowl.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Oh, and the reason why I went 3-3-5 so much is because after you burn me those deep passes, I wanted at least that opportunity to put 2 men in zone. Even that one Robert Woods one you hit on a straight long game, even if I would have had him doubled, one man in zone, 2 through 11 long game. So it was like, you got to do something. So that's what I was trying. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Dennis.
Okay.
And yeah, on that, jumping to that long pass, look, I mean, there's calls where we end up kicking ourselves every game, no doubt about it. And Scott, when you go back and watch the game, there was no way he was going to get 12-yard short pass. You put 4 men in the short pass zone, none in long, and it would have been on that 3 a 2 through 6 third of 30 yards, 2 through 6. So he may have gotten the first down anyway. But that's one where you just wish you had 1 man back there.
Well, that's the fun of the game, though, right? You got the randomness of the dice, and 2s come up every once in a while. Not as often as 7s, but it happens, and that's what makes it fun, right?
Any other thoughts on those last attempts to come back?
Not a bunch. I mean, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle this game. It was nice to be. It looks like I was still at 17-17 with 8:24 left in the third. So it was nice to get it tied up again there.
Yep.
That was fun to do that. But it was I tried to squeeze as much as I could out of that Goff card. He was really, flat pass, and his short pass and long pass card is just not particularly good. So, tried all season to do my best with that. I think I ended up with a pretty good, QB passer rating for the season with that card, higher than one would have expected. But that team was really all about the defense all season, and just tried to rely on the D.
Indeed. And we'll take you to a quick season review, and you kind of gave it there to a certain extent. Fun team to play with, it sounds like, but you're gonna have more fun with Stafford next year.
Yeah. I'm it might be a few ints, but I'll definitely have a higher completion percentage and feel a lot more comfortable throwing the short and long passes than I did this season. So
I failed to mention it in the broadcast, but these 2 teams did meet last year in the playoffs, right? In the divisional round, I think. And it ended 30-20 Rams win.
I think that was the wild card round.
It's a wild card. Okay. Yeah.
And then the following week, the Rams lost to the Packers out in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, any more thoughts?
Main thoughts really were just, this is a really fun season. This is my first time making the playoffs, so it was just exciting to get a win, and actually 2 wins under my belt with that. This is a great league, and I feel like I'm starting to really figure the game out a little bit better than maybe some of the previous seasons there. So it's nice to make the playoffs, get some wins, and it's just great being in this league. It's a bunch of good guys, and I really admire you and all the work you're doing on the broadcasting. Oh, sure. I think that's adding a whole new dimension to the game. Like, I went back and watched the broadcast. You actually didn't do the broadcast of the Seattle game last week, but went back and watched that to kind of get some ideas for how to do my best in this game. So I think that really adds a new dimension to it and makes it even more fun than before. So thank you for saying that.
Oh, sure. Thanks for saying it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree. I think it's a lot of fun to have the broadcast. Especially in the stock league, I think there's a bit of a universal appeal to it too, because there's a lot of stock leagues out there. Draft leagues, it's so unique. I mean, the combinations are so unique; they're not really universal, not applicable. But I think anybody can tune into our stock league games or our previews and whatnot, and pull something out of it, even if you're in a different league.
For sure.
Yep. Well, thank you for participating post game. Great season, no doubt about that. Just a great run this year, and you got a great set to work with next year. So that should be fun. Seattle should be less of a problem. Yeah. you still have Dennis to contend with, of course,
exactly.
But the Seattle cards are going to be down a little bit. The Arizona cards will be a really interesting. That'll be one of the most interesting ones to look at, right? But
sure.
But then you're going to have the San Francisco cards to deal with. So that should be a pretty fun division again next year. So looking forward to that.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if you knew, but Tim Hay, the coach of the Cardinals, is my best friends, and we played Strat with the cards back in the 80s when we were in high school.
Awesome.
So yeah, so we've been going at it for a long time. So it's really fun. You know, he lives overseas, so I don't get a chance to play with him face to face anymore. So it's nice to be in this league and be able to play together online.
Awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I had a friend in here for a couple of years who I did the same. He's a high school football coach, and he just gets too tied up in the fall to get him back into this league. I'd love to have him back in. That's so much fun to play with. Play with a childhood friend. So
yeah,
awesome. Well, thanks again.
Hey, thanks.
And, hopefully, hope to see you on the broadcast for the Super Bowl.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks. Bye now.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. Congratulations to Dennis and the Seattle Seahawks. We'll see them in the Super Bowl versus the winner of the Chiefs-Steelers game, which I believe is a Thursday night kickoff, and we hope to see you for that broadcast as well. Have a good day, everybody.